Well, Ruby, what is you doing?
Hey, wait, sorry, what are we sorry. What are we all supposed to
Fuck
be
it. This
doing?
is all gonna be part of it because what we want everybody to motherfucking do is smoke weed and watch Motherhood Sex
Sex
Marijuana.
marijuana. Because
Yes.
we always in the building.
We always in the motherfucking building. Season 7, Legendary Trends. We gonna be coming with some new shit and be in the building for all of it every Sunday on time. Cool.
I know I'm coming. They know I'm coming. I know they gonna be there. And they know I'm gonna do the best job I can possibly.
16.
Marijuana.
Yes.
We always in the building.
We
Of course, Motherhood Sex Marijuana in the building, Kai Storm in the building. And the second recording of the weekend of 420. And baby, today we are talking to Spontaneous Worldwide. And apparently we taught him something. A post that I just posted, a post that I put on our Instagram page. He jumped in and said some shit, and then he learned some shit. So we here to talk about it. Yes, indeed. Let's see. So far, well, Ruby's on time. Shut up, girl. I don't know. Shit. I'm amazed. Yes, was good. Cat was good.
What is good,
Ru,
Queen? What's
how
up?
you
What's good?
doing?
I feel
How you
amazing.
doing? Yes,
I feel good. How are you doing, my queen?
I'm feeling good, shoot. You know what I'm saying? We definitely getting our work in this weekend, and you know what I mean? And that's what we got to do in order to put out this legendary content. Now, Mr. Spontaneous ain't here yet, but
He said he's logging
yeah.
in, I think. So he should
Oh,
be
he
here
did.
soon.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool. And you know what? I'm glad that that you took the time out. Definitely shout out to you to take the time out to, you know, get figure out where his head is at, you know what I'm saying, figure out what went on since that last post. And we have reached a point where we learned something, we taught somebody something. And not that that's one of the purposes of the show, obviously, but when we actually hear somebody say that we taught them something, that's what's up, and I like that. So yes, I'm glad that you took the time out to reach out to him, gauge, his situation before he got on here. And he would have got clicked off or something. I'm just saying, clicked off or something. We would have ended, depending on what he had to say.
I mean, we're never going to tolerate disrespect, of course. However, he was very professional about it. He was like, hey, he didn't mean it like that. So I'll let him speak for himself if he chooses to. He was just wanting to say, like, I'm grateful to have learned something from that. And so I really appreciated that. So I was like, cool, let's build. Why not?
Indeed. Let's build, let's get it on.
Absolutely.
And
I think so.
I see him, he's coming through the phone. He's linking in right now. What's up?
Hello, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining Motherhood Sex Marijuana, Mr. Lawrence. Spontaneous. He has many different names.
Sex Marijuana in the motherfucking building.
It is an honor to be in the presence of the motherhood.
Yes, indeed. Welcome to Motherhood Sex Marijuana in the motherfucking building. Spontaneous Worldwide in the building. Yes. We're going to give you a chance to, tell us who you are and what you do, you know what I'm saying, before we go into the questions.
Okay. Yeah. American songwriter, rap artist, spontaneous worldwide, Grammy nominated artist, producer, independent, underground rapper, performer, amongst many things, you know, just keeping the culture alive, doing what I can do to contribute to you know, to the platforms that are there. So that's all I can really do, is do my part.
Boom. Boom. Thank you. And welcome. We have a lot to talk about.
What's up? Look at you all, Floral. Okay.
Oh, yes. I'm very mommy. I'm mommy. It's given mom vibes. Just went to church, did my thing. And now I'm here building with my king and queen on the panel. And I just want to I just want to say something real quick. Okay. So we were talking about, before you came in, Lauren, can we call you Lauren? So what do you want us to call you?
Spontaneous. This is a spontaneous endeavor. Yeah.
All right, cool. So Mr. Spontaneous, before you came in, we were talking about the conversation that you guys had and the blessing of conflict sometimes, and being able to express a different perspective. And I could totally disagree with you on something, which would be great. Yeah. However, if we can come to a understanding and just communicate that, I think that that's really powerful. So I'm really grateful for your professionalism, and thank you, Kai, my queen, who I love so much. Thank you for just holding it down and to being so passionate. And I will always respect your voice, you know. So thank you.
No doubt. Communication is about exchanging energy at the end of the day, and hopefully walking away a better person. That's what communication is really about. Conflict is an ego thing, but communication is really about exchanging ideas and walking away from the conversation a more wiser, more intellectual person, you know. So that
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
And thank you for saying that. And because, you know, honestly, the person, well, first of all, let's just make it clear to the audience that they're probably, you know, is probably confused as to what the fuck they talking about. They having some kind of high conversation amongst themselves and not including everybody else. Wait a minute. So let's make it clear. So first of all, I could say maybe a couple days, couple weeks, who knows? The clouds be clouding. I put a post on our Instagram channels. It was a video, and it was just a piece of a video. It wasn't even the entire video, but it was just a piece of a video discussing, you know, women who smoke weed while they're pregnant. And I gotta say that your response, your first comment was what started the whole conversation, because it was just like, when I saw it, I felt some type of way, so I immediately jumped in. Because first and foremost, let me make it clear to everybody, on Motherhood, Sex, Marijuana, social world, I'm the first one that's going to jump into comments. Anything that is being said, I'm gonna be the first one that's gonna be right there with the fingers like this. You feel me? So that conversation went back and forth. And then the last person who commented was Miss Snappy Hippie. Shout out to her. And we interviewed her yesterday. And literally our conversation was basically upon just discussing why we responded, why I responded like how I responded, why she responded the way. And, and at that time, I just took it as you was some kind of man that just pass off shit. Ain't never experienced certain shit. So you just be saying some shit off the top of your neck. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that was my impression. That was my impression. But then when Ruby talked to you and Ruby came back and said, that you actually, you picked up some information that you didn't know from that conversation. And you know what I mean? I was just like, oh shit, okay. I like that part. I like that he had, that we exchanged, we had a little, it wasn't heated, but we had an exchange and everybody walked away, with a piece of something that they didn't know.
Yeah. I think like I was telling Ruby the other day, it's really about intentions. Everything is about intention. if your senses is like there's really nothing malice behind these comments and it's really coming from just one perspective, you know, but malice is really trying to bring down the platform, just really point fingers, it's really being ugly. I was probably coming number one from a man perspective. I don't have ovaries, I don't have a womb, so I don't have really no say so on how it feels and, you know, blase. But so I'm coming from a rational, from a state of which you want your woman. Right. So it's like, me personally, I would say no. But if you do more research, you might be like, okay, maybe once a week, or maybe just like wine. You know what I mean? So it takes you to really do the research, just like people would do about wine and alcohol and all these other things. So so I was just speaking from, I thought it really was more from a common sense type of standpoint, like who would want their significant that's carrying a child to put things in their body that may mind alter the child? But then someone said in the comments, like, the smoke doesn't get in the embryonic So it's like, oh shit, okay, well, that's interesting. So so it's just a matter of, you know, doing the research and digging in and being like, oh, okay. And then going nowhere else. Nothing personal, nothing underlying, like, you don't know shit because you da. And then at the end of the day, I think I said there's other things that can be more detrimental to a child inside of a woman besides that. And then I said, you know, woman sliding up and down a stripper pole, it's kind of dangerous. And I think somebody chimed in and was like, I'm still on the pole. I was like, okay,
right. Maybe. That was snappy hippie. And that, because honestly, she did, you know, send us a video of her doing pole classes, and she is very, very, very much pregnant. You know what I mean? So I was like, girl, go ahead for the flexibility, because it can't be me. I couldn't do it, but for the flexibility, let her go ahead.
I wish I could.
The main thing of that, what, girl, me shit, not really, because I'm clumsy. I'll fall and break something, and I need everything I got. So chill out. But you know, but the conversation definitely was, you know, because honestly, the main reason why I kept going back was because I heard your point, but at the same time, I also kind of heard that maybe you not knowledge on certain things. So then I was just so it had me just going back and typing in, and she jumped in based on the fact that, yes, like I said, she's very much pregnant, and clearly she, you know, is taking intake of cannabis as she, you know, because it's her fourth baby, she told us. So she, you know, she definitely believes in the practice, as do we. And really the main point of that, the main point of that conversation was just that, you know, that marijuana is not just a get high drug. Marijuana is definitely an assistant. It's a medicine, and definitely has been used in a lot of different ways, and therefore, you know, it needs to be seen in a different way. You know what I mean? But thank you for, you know what I mean, taking that conversation in and not, you know, being in your feelings, even though I was, because I'm a girl. But ignore that. But we going back to the good shit, which is all about you and your music. I definitely heard a couple of your tracks, and shit, I want to find out your history, because you said Grammy nominated. Wait a minute, I want to hear all of that.
Well, I have to tell you something real quick too. Another reason why I invited Spontaneous on here is because I am a huge fan of his, like, real talk. So it's like, but I've been listening to him maybe since I was like in high school. Let's just say that. Okay. And when he mentions underground, it's like underground hip hop. That's like my love right there. So it's like I was introduced to his music. Shout out to Medusa, who he did mention. She's amazing. She's one of like the best rappers like ever, and she's so inspirational. And more about Medusa later, because I had a chance to meet her and work with her on something, or try to work with her on something. But I just always appreciated Spontaneous's music. I think he's brilliant. He's actually a multi-hyphenate, so meaning that he does a lot of different things. He does acting. He's a comedian. He probably sings too. I just never heard it. He just and I don't mean to like just take that from you so you can explain more about yourself, Spontaneous, but I'm just telling you why I love him and why I asked him to be on here. And plus, I have a question. Yes, I have some questions, but I'm gonna let you, Queen, if you have any questions for him, go ahead, because I have a list right here just for you, man.
Oh no, we gotta no, but shit, I already asked my first question. I want because like I said, obviously there's a history, and I want to hear about it, especially if in the music industry, especially with all that is going on in 2024 with the music industry, baby. Like the streets are littered with people's business. But go ahead about yours.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, what you about to say? It might just lead into that. Yeah.
He's also the professional bachelor, I understand. And so my first question to him was, what is a 90s ballad that would describe your lovemaking skills? That's a good ass question, by the way.
Lovemaking skills. That's if there was a song, a
90s ballad,
but
specifically.
Up and down till you say stop, let me do on. Because you got to realize the number one creed in being a professional bachelor is the business of pleasure. It's a very selfless service. So that's the mind state of it. So songs like that, where it's like, I'm trying to bring you the most pleasure in this particular experience as possible, is the it's the way you have to move. That's the first step. That's the first foot moving forward. You know what I mean? And then everything else is, an exchange, a balance, because everybody benefits from sexual encounters, whether it's physical or emotional. You know what I mean? So that's the song. I don't know who the artist is. Let me lick you up and down. Do you say, let me do Silk? Because tonight, baby,
I think so. Yeah, I think that is a Silk Jam. Yeah, if I remember. Yeah, if we had to Google it right now, I'm pretty sure that's what Google would say.
Man, lady, you hear that?
Yeah, he get real monotone and be like, "Baby, let me hold your hand," and baby, he get real.
Yeah.
So that's my vocal tone. That's the conversational piece that I run with when I make that particular type of music. You know what I'm saying? So,
okay. Fair enough.
But with the Grammy nomination thing, long story short, signing with an independent label, doing a lot of tour stuff, putting out our album. When MP3s and like the whole platform kind of changed from tape to CDs and to MP3s and streaming stuff like that, the label kind of dissolved, and so I was really more or less independent, still working with them, and so they just had me producing and doing a lot of production for them on the side, and came across the artist named Mystic in Planet Asia. And it's all timing. It's just where I'm at as a producer, where they are at as an artist. And she loved one of the tracks, and we cooked it up and engineered it, mixed it, mastered it. And then I'm chilling one day and get a call. It's just like, yo, we got nominated for, the song is called W. And of course, your first instinct is like, I don't believe it. What is this, a joke? I'm not worthy. Blase, blase, blase. Of all the beats I made, this one. And then things start rolling. It's like, yo, it's real. And this is how we have to move. We have to get ready to go to the award show. And so it's just all disbelief. And, I bought me a little velour suit. I was in my little fat fall velour suit. This is years ago. And you there, and you're like, okay, I'm going against Ja Rule and Ashanti. I'm going against Gwen Stefani and Eve. I'm going against Nelly and Kelly Rowland. And then it's us. So it's like, you're like, we might win, but those are some heavy hitters, you know what I mean? And so when they announced it, because it was under the first time they had a category called rap song collaboration, anytime a rapper with a singer get together. Okay. So that was at that category. And so I guess we were pioneers in that, and they announced the winner, who I think it was, you can name either one of them. They were all, these are top artists. So I think it might have been Gwen Stefani and Eve. I don't know, because Dre made that beat. But so it was a loss, but it was a win, and so we still had a Grammy nomination party, and and we promoted it as much as we could. So that was a good day. That was a unbelievable day.
That's
Yeah.
right.
That's what's up. So how do you feel about the music business now? Like, are you still, in the midst of all of that? And if you are, like, are you seeing what other people are talking about that they seeing? That's what I want to know. Yes.
Okay. Just the state of where the culture is
And
at, hip hop.
culturally, as far as like, about, first of all, with the streaming, how much how much streaming is going, and people actually buying music, and also with, just the scandal of it all, where it's just like a lot of people are just saying that people have to do this and that in order to get contracts, and or they were signed into contracts because they did some shit and it was caught on video, and now
Yeah.
you blackmailed and whatnot. So it just the
Just
whole
the
scheme, like the whole music
yeah.
industry, like, are you still within those tracks? And
Yeah.
if so, like, are you seeing what's happening now, and is that shit really true?
Yeah. I think it's what's so funny because I've been on both spectrums. I've been on the underground end and I've definitely been on the industry end. And what I've learned is that there is a lot of opportunity to take advantage of people in the music industry, right? So depending on who you deal with, you just hope that they're a just and fair type of person. You know what I mean? So, but there's so many pockets to take advantage of people that it might go over people's head because they're young or naive. And so you just got to pray and hope that you're dealing with somebody that you can give the benefit of the doubt, because that's what trust is really about. Like, it's really hard to trust anybody on this earth. You just kind of give people the
I
benefit of
can
the
imagine.
yeah. So you just hope that you deal with the right people. And there's spectrums to it. There's people that are fully righteous, people that'll break down to you like, look, I want this to be fair. And then there's people that'll leave you completely in the dark and know that they, about to get you like right in your face. So I think it's a blessing to come across fair people. I think in my situation with my independent deal, it felt very fair. And looking back, it's really about what you negotiate. You can get with somebody
Right.
that give you a fair deal, but you can still negotiate and make it more beneficial. Not really about getting over, but more beneficial. So we kind of got as much as we can really get at the particular moment. So I have no gripes about the people I was dealing with.
Good.
They both were two Jewish cats, you know what I mean? And they really exhausted their resource, try to give me the best opportunity as possible, keeping me on the road, financing songs with Exhibit and Curtis Blow and Tash from the Alcoholics and staying on tour
Nice.
with F and Quali. So they really went for broke. And even when the distribution went out, they were still funding me as an artist. So I got nothing but love for those cats. And good thing we don't have any dark stories in regards of our business dwellings. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Thank goodness, because I mean, like I said, you hear all these stories, even big artists are coming out with these stories. So I just wanted to see, thank goodness for you that you didn't have to go through none of that, and you actually worked with trusted people. And that
Yeah.
really just, it's not just in the music industry, but in any industry, you definitely want to be able to, trust each other in partnership, knowing that, I'm not trying to steal from you. You're not trying to steal from me. We both on the same level, trying to get to the same place. You know what I mean? Thank goodness for you. So what do you have going on right now?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've always been in artist development. So I'm always developing artists, always in the studio, creating and working and trying to create new things. So I got some independent artists that I'm working with, still doing music, still doing features, still making beats. So that has never changed. I'm still investing in equipment, always making sure that I'm able to create no matter where the music industry takes me. You know what I mean? That's the number one love. Well, that's the number one purpose, is to be able to create and not get in a situation where that creativity is hindered. So that's where most of my money go into, not super flashy things or, imagine having a 2024 Range Rover, but you don't have a studio. You just driving around, hopping studio to studio, trying to buy beats and stuff. So, but that's what Yeah, like Ruby said, I do a lot of the music stuff. I do a lot of behind the scenes with the film industry in regards to content and videography and stuff like that. So being from LA, you gotta have multiple hats. You gotta move stealthy around here and network and
Indeed,
politics.
multiple streams of income as well. And
You
then
got
the fact
As
is
in
that
New York
you're
as well.
multifaceted. If you're definitely multifaceted, you can be called for different things. You're
oh yeah,
available for different things.
oh
Word.
yeah,
And that's the
absolutely.
thing, like we could go on and on about that, but my next question is too, is like, how would your mom or your grandmother describe you as a child?
My mom always told me to do something constructive. I was always the type that was I guess that was bored, and so she was just like, just go somewhere, do something creative or constructive and stuff. So that was really, being the only child, you have to keep yourself occupied with your imagination. So I've always been into banging on something, whether it be a drum set or my grandmother's piano or dancing to Michael Jackson. So music has always been, a part of my DNA. You know what I mean? So yeah, they would
That's what's
definitely.
up. Word
Yeah.
up. And then my next question is can you recall something non-sexual that you've masturbated to? I was going everywhere, baby. We don't know where my questions.
Everything is sexual. If you're a sexual person, everything is sexual. So it can be birds chirping, the sunshine, how the air hits you. But no, I think I don't know. I that's a tough one to ask. I don't know.
Okay, well, while you mull that over,
we didn't get a chance to give the people the disclaimer that yes, out of the motherhood, sex, and marijuana, Ruby Doll is in charge of the sex part, so she will, her questions. No,
I'm a curious individual.
No, they kind of go somewhere.
The worst you can tell me is to mind my business, and my life will move on. Okay, the reason why I asked this is because I divulged the other day that there was. Oh my bad. Hold on. 1 second.
So yes, she made it to something that was not sexual, like what,
it was a sermon. It was a sermon online.
Oh yeah, no.
So you would think that that's very like, whoa, no, but it was just amazing. And so I don't think that that's sexual per se. In fact, it was talking about something very unsexy, but I was just drawn to it.
Ruby needs to be bent over fast because a sermon? No,
I told you this.
Queen, I told you this. You crossed the devil line.
That means nothing's off limits. Like anything goes for Ruby. Anything. It can be a bird, a crow, a light pole. You better watch out.
I mean, you just better be paying attention because Ruby needs.
I don't know, So, anywho, I'm gonna next question. Right. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that just means you're very in touch with your sexual size, and you're on the next level of self pleasure. You're beyond magazines. You're beyond porn. You're like shit.
I mean,
that.
There's nothing on Pornhub for her. There's nothing on Pornhub for her.
Yeah.
Dude, okay. I don't even. Okay, so check. No, seriously, this is a truth. This happened this morning. I was looking something up, looking to get aroused by it, and it just didn't. So I had to close my eyes, and I just had to think of somebody who I've, let's say I've done in the past. Let's just put it that way. Okay. Okay. So it's just the thought of, and so I'm also telepathic, and so sometimes I feel like I know when somebody is masturbating to the thought of me, like I can feel it. You don't have to tell me.
Wow.
So it's like, that's a whole nother episode. And I told you I would be willing to, for probably a fee someday, when somebody cares to watch me have a non-physical orgasm. Because I do it all the time.
Yeah.
That's why.
That is a gift.
It really is, and I don't take it lightly, but I feel like there has to be others that know what I'm experiencing. And I think honing into those spiritual gifts, whatever they are for us, is the key. You know what I'm saying? And it's the reason why, let's say, Mr. Spontaneous can do like a million things when all he's doing is living his authentic self. He's doing one thing, but it's yeah. So because I feel the same way, and it's like real recognize real. That's my girl too. She does a million things as well. You still laughing over there? What you laughing at though, Kai? What's funny?
Laughing because I'm like, yo, bro.
She said, sermon?
Because while I do a million things, I tend to keep the orgasms to you know, when husband touches me. I'm just saying, when husband touches me, and then I'm like, okay, yes, let's follow through. I like this. I like where we're going. Let's follow through. But you know, other than that,
I want.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just my regular that you know. I don't know. But then again, let's keep it real. You, Ruby, the age difference is definitely, you know, it's not just the fact that I have a person, but also there's an age difference. Like some of the nuts that I've had, you haven't reached them yet. You know what I'm saying? You need to get there. You know, I'm just saying you need to get there because I've cleared those paths. I've cleared those paths. But what I'm saying is we're here to talk about spontaneous. We really shouldn't be talking about ourselves right now. Spontaneous. Do we have a person and do we want oh no, you said you were single, you were a bachelor, right. So children, is there children just out of the curiosity?
No, we just practice kind of like in the gym, you know, we just
practice. I like the way you said that. Practice.
Our techniques, and we just enjoying the activities, you know, to each his own.
Yes, because children would interrupt that. We know that for a fact. I'm just saying, but
but yeah, you know, sometimes you.
Oh man.
Yeah, you enjoy life and you cherish each moment like it can be the last, you know? And so, you know, and you have fun. You have fun. That's the important thing, is have fun and learn. You know, I remember when there was a situation where a girl, she turned on her stomach, and it was the first time that I did a chick while she was laying on her stomach, you know, from the back or whatever. And I was mad. I was in it. I was like, yo, how come I've never fucking did this position in my life? And so she fucked me up with that shit. And it was amazing. And I was like, yo, you gotta always look to be creative and learn and listen to women. And so yeah, so you know, I've kept that in my little, you know, my arsenal, like listen to women, know what's new, even like the rose. You know, I was chilling with a young lady, and this was very unprofessional. She popped it out, and I was like, oh shit, what is this? In my mind. And she assumed that I knew what to do with it because it was the craze, you know, when it first came out.
Right.
Oh, I didn't even know how to turn it on. I'm just putting it to her clit, moving it like this. And she like, nigga, she grabbed it.
Hey, hold on. Stop. What are you doing? You are doing this wrong, and you're going to get me upset. I'm going to put you outside. I'm going to put you outside because you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, she was like, no, you should always be up on game. And so she showed me how to use it. And then from there, it's just like, I got to always be, you know, looking for whatever's new out there.
But then again, at the same time, you also got to look at the female too. Because I'm thinking like, this, if I'm pulling out, you know, accessories, I'm gonna talk to the person that I'm, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna be like, listen, you know, I'm about to pull out this, you know, if it makes you feel uncomfortable, let me know. I will pull it out, but you know what I'm saying, let's have a conversation first. Don't just pop out things and then he's sitting there looking at you like, but what about me? What am I supposed to do?
My
like did you what did you not want what I brought? I brought something that's better than all of that shit.
But
I'm
she
just
just
saying.
up on it, because I, used other devices with it before. So it's like she assumed that, I knew what it was. And so I was like, oh, I can never be left behind like this. This is, and so I figured it out, but it was like the first time using it. So she was like, here, just give it to me. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, we can't have this. Oh no, we can't be, this is not professional. And so
This
it
is
was not professional. I don't want to be the third wheel. No.
right, right. Is she looking at you like, why are you here?
Why know
Right.
about? She's like, why know about this? This is the craze. This is the craze. So yeah. So
you know what? Something else that I get from you, you have a lot of discipline in a way. Like you to be just to have the work ethic that you have, or that I assume you have, because I don't specifically know. I just assume. And then also like the work. It's not even just it's what you've proven. Like how like dropping like 20 songs like in a free, you know what I'm saying? That's insane. That's beautiful. And it's something that is so inspiring for real. But it also takes a lot of discipline, because I also know that you're disciplined about your body and your mind and your energy, which is the most fascinating thing actually about you that I've learned in our brief interactions. But what is your advice to young kings who wants to be like, let's say these young kings are coming at you for guidance and they're like, how can we be more disciplined like you? What would you say?
Yeah, I think just going back to your point of, it wasn't 20 songs, it was 20 albums, dropping 20 albums in a day, dropping 22 singles in a day. So just a short story to that, getting into the streaming game, I knew that it's just like throwing a rock into the ocean. It's just like everybody's making a splash. So I had to kind of create my own type of splash. And so that was my way to get into the game, is to organize the songs that I've done and make it a thing in my own little world, even though it is a world record, on the brink of being a Guinness Book World Records for artists to drop the most digital albums in one day.
Yes,
and
it would be in Guinness Book. Definitely.
Yeah. So that was in 2020.
Yeah, you're right.
Then in 2022, dropping 22 singles in one day. And then this year, recently dropping 31 consecutive singles in the month of March. So people kind of see like, okay, he doesn't have a billion streams. He's not the biggest artist in the world, but I see he's strategically making his own niche when he does put music out. And hopefully when I get rediscovered, my music get rediscovered, it's going to be a boatload of songs and collabs that people are like, yo. So that's really the goal. But so I got a lot of stuff up my sleeve in regards of what I release and how I do it. I'm real strategic with it. But going to the youth, in regards to the discipline, because we old enough to know that when your work is fun, it's really not work. It's just enjoyment. You know what I mean? So when you're doing what you love to do, the discipline and all the hard work is there. The work ethic is there because you love what you do. So from the outside looking in, it looks like they're busting their ass, but it's just like when you enjoy what you're doing, it's just like, oh, like you guys think I'm busting my ass. Like I always make 20 beats a day. I thought that's regular for me, but it's like, no, it takes me 20 days to make a beat. So that's the number one rule. Just love what you do, and the work ethic and the discipline is a part of that structure. Doing what you don't want to do, then it's tough, like working out, trying to lose weight, trying to do this and that, working at a job you don't like. Discipline, work ethic, effort, energy is really difficult. So stay on that path of doing what you love to do, and all that stuff is a part of that DNA. You know what I mean? So, and do it for the love. Do it for the love and the fun, because that money is not, it can't be the number one reason, unfortunately. Because I wouldn't even be interviewing with you guys if it was really about the money. You know what I mean? So this is about the love for the culture and inspiring others, stay on that path.
Indeed. And we appreciate that, because we absolutely have no money to be paying our guests. If it was that, people would just see us every Sunday, like, yep, it's just us, and that's it. And you know what I mean? I don't like what you're looking at, but it is what it is. But you know what I mean? That is the one thing definitely that we like that you said, that you know what I mean, it's all about, because you love what you do, you don't even pay attention to the amount of time you spend on it, or any money that you spend on it, or anything like that, because it's about doing something you truly love. Now,
Absolutely.
of course, we recommend, like, if anything, have a couple of streams of income to back certain gifts, so that therefore you wouldn't even be signed to somebody, or in any kind of situation creatively that you would depend on them in order to put out your creativity. You definitely need some streams of income, and if it's a 9-to-5 plantation, let it be. You know what I mean? But the time that you spend even at the plantation, it's still it adds up as you doing this for something that you love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it doesn't even come off as stress and whatnot. You know what I mean? So thank you definitely for speaking on that level. And of course, you mentioned you're practicing as far as with someone else, and not really having children. But when it comes to your future, do you see children in your future? Do you see marriage in your future, or is it just going to be, I'm doing what I'm doing, and if she come along, she better be ready for me, and because I ain't taking no bullshit.
Nah, the funny thing is that well, another rule of being a professional bachelor is I still personally believe in love. I still believe in how powerful it is. And the opposite of a professional bachelor is a professional gentleman. You know what I mean? So if I meet somebody, I'm going to get on that. And then this is going to be a whole nother conversation. You know what I mean? So yeah, never stop believing in love and how powerful it is and how it can change your concept, your paradigm about relationships and all that, about having kids, about getting married. So from the experiences that I've been in, I can definitely say I've been on a lot of levels of love. You know what I mean? Because it's different for everybody. But I definitely know the feeling is that, baby, it's us against the world. That's one of the feelings that when you really with somebody that you connect, it's really like the earth and then us. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's a very powerful feeling, especially when it's mutual and it's real. When it's real, it feels like that. And and then you ride that one till the wheels fall off, and it's naturally to make sure that they're okay, and then in exchange they feel the same way about you. So I've been on a lot of levels. So I love kids. I love seeing the joy and being around kids, and just their laughter, and just their sponge for learning stuff, and how they just soak up game. And so I've done a lot of stuff with nonprofits and youth and stuff like that. And that was probably some of the most gratifying work, if you really want to be real about it. Like the joy that I got from teaching them something and seeing them do it on their own is the closest thing to I get parent with Phil, seeing their kid grow up and stuff like that. So I enjoy it. So
and I'm glad you mentioned that too, because I've heard of older rap artists definitely going into colleges and different schools, and having an actual course that they teach. I mean, not for nothing, but my 15-year-old, when she was in junior high school, they had a class where they was teaching her how to make her own beats and make music and shit. So it's like to be in this time around and to getting that shit taught in school versus back in the day when you had to go in the studio and figure it out, or buy the equipment yourself and figure it out. It's definitely different. You know what I mean? So you've done that. You've done stuff like that.
Yeah, I've created curriculums for film and stuff like that for nonprofits. So I think my time will probably come maybe in a few more years where I will be able to go to colleges and high schools and really, you know, with the type of catalog that I have, whether the songs are making millions of dollars or all over the charts, it's just a matter of songwriting.
Word.
That's a lot of work, and that's a lot of skills that I can offer young, up and coming artists, not really seasoned people. It's really about those people really trying to find out how to rhyme, algorithms, and
Exactly.
stuff like that. So
Beautiful.
yeah, so what I do,
Inspirational.
it's very natural. Yeah, you know.
That's
so,
right. I have another
yeah.
question for you.
Shoot.
What do you what hope? No, I think we already talked about that. My bad.
Yeah.
Modeling or acting? You could choose one or the other, and why?
Modeling is perspective. You know what I'm saying? I feel sexy, but it's about how the magazine feel or how the runway, the fashion show feels. You know what I mean? You kind of are selected. You know what I mean? But acting, I would probably lean more towards acting. You know what I mean? Or directing, because I've done that a lot. So yeah, I would definitely lean more towards acting. I think I'm a great actor. I take more of the authentic approach. You know what I mean? But you know, it's all selective. You know, perspective and selective. Yeah, Phil.
Well, name some of the movies that I would definitely like to know if you could name some of the movies you've been on, because I definitely like recently I there's this girl that I knew, and she actually wrote a couple of books, and then like I'm just in my house just scrolling on Amazon
Mhm.
Prime and shit, and all of a sudden I saw like two of her books in movies on Amazon Prime. So I was just like, yo, a lot of people, and I've heard people doing stuff like that. So are you into putting movies on Tubi and Amazon Prime, or like
I'm
what are the things that you've been in?
I was on a TV show called House Out of Order. That's on Tubi. I filmed and directed and edited an independent film that I starred in acting with my man Kevin Sidney and my cousin Crystal Sidney, called One of Trade
Nice.
Places. That maybe 35 minutes. I did some independent stuff called Shakedown series, little TV episode series. So I got a few things on YouTube at Lawrence P Show. People can dig in and check out. But I'm really about to revamp up the quality and revamp out the consistency of putting out more shorts and more films and act and direct and just kind of tackle the film industry the way I did the music industry and just crank them out. But yeah, acting is fun too. Acting is fun. It's all artistic. It's all
Imagine.
yeah.
I could imagine, definitely. What are your thoughts on like Zeus, like those streaming networks, Zeus, where it's just
Reality.
like the level of ratchet is just
Yeah.
high as a giraffe, like you know what I mean? Like what's your thoughts on those type of
Probably because
productions?
I'm a little bit more mature. So and tagging on to the music thing, I come out twice a year with a project called Can Blacks Live. And that comes out Black History Month and every Black Friday. So that's geared towards Black awareness, Black knowledge, police brutality, and justice, and stuff like that. So I'm on my 15th.
Nice.
So my thread for ratchetness, it kind of keeps me in the realms of moving the Black culture forward. So I'm trying not to get too outside of that paradigm of what I'm really about. So when I see stuff like that, it's very addicting. The way they edited it, I can see people binge watching it. And it's entertainment. I keep that in mind. Black people are working, but in regards to the bigger picture, it's a lot of it is really, it takes us back. You know what I mean? I think we've evolved from that, and I think we can make more money and get more streams and revenue from doing other things, showing Black money, Black empowerment, Black Wall Street type of stuff, and get the same. At the end of the day, it's Black entertainment, and we're gonna get that attention anyway. We just choose to do the ratchet route and And white people, Mexicans, Indians, they love to see us act a fool. So, I mean,
definitely. And I'm not just, pulling it out like they don't do it too. Like they, they all got their own, level of ratchetness. But the fact is that, a network like Zeus, like it has a chance to actually put out, good Black content. You know what I mean? That represents us, in a positive way. And it's like the first thing, it's like they run in the bad boy shit and the bad girl shit and all of the all of the people are just paying whatever the fuck, because I don't know what the fuck Zeus costs. I ain't paying for that shit. So they paying their little money to watch this shit and support this shit. And I'm just like, where is the algorithm for good content? You know what I mean? Like for us as an example, motherhood, sex, marijuana, those three, well, not motherhood, but sex and marijuana definitely keeps us low on the algorithms when it comes to YouTube.
Right.
I mean, we don't give a fuck. We still pushing through because fuck y'all and people love us. But what I'm saying is that the algorithm for good content, the algorithm for good content is it's hard. So it's like what do you have, what would you say to people that I'm saying that are doing their best to put out good content and the algorithms is fighting against us?
I mean the funny thing is, black people, we have so much power and don't even realize it. And that's the most discouraging thing. It's like all we got to do is say enough of this blackness, enough of this nigga shit. This
exactly. Like, stop supporting the levels of Sexy Red and Sukihana. Like, girl, I like Sukihana a little bit, but as soon as she starts singing and rapping and shit, I'll be like, shut up.
Yeah.
But go ahead, sir.
I'm to a point in my life, like, calling people whack or they're not dope or this and that. I'm kind of over that, because at the end of the day, Black people are making millions. They're employing people. They're not in jail.
Yes, you are.
And they still have their right mind, even though they're putting out this particular type of music. It was a perfect example of what Tretch said, from Naughty by Nature. He was like, I could be jumping in your window, taking your shit, but I'm doing hip hop. I'm touring the world. I'm making anthems for the culture. So I look at it like that, and kind of take my personal opinion in regards to how they rap and the appeal that they have. And it's just like, man, it's just good to see you not selling crack, you not robbing people, you not dealing this and that, and you making music and you doing it the right way, especially if you used to do it the wrong. So I try to not do it so much. I'm a lyricist, so I'm always looking for, like-minded artists. But at the end of the day, it's like, if a Black man is making $1 the right way, it's really hard to be mad, even if the content is violent, or it's a balance, you know what I mean? But so yeah, I can't. Make your money, Black man, Black queen, make your money. We need it.
Yeah, all money ain't good money, but go ahead. Yes, you're right. All money ain't good money, though. You know what I mean? But yes.
Hey, speak for yourself on that. No, I'm just kidding.
Ruby said, what? I want to stand up and take all the money. I don't care whether it's good, bad, indifferent. What is this?
Strange for some
bills to pay, the children need things. Give me the money, man.
Strange for some change, maybe this ain't for you, but I've done a little strange for some change before, you know what I'm saying? Now we're turning a leaf. Right now I am actually, let's just say, talking about discipline, I haven't had some good D in a minute. Let's just say that. But I think there's something called transmutation.
We knew that already. Girl, we knew that already. Not playing with us.
Maybe he didn't know. Maybe he wasn't aware. And I don't mean to, make this about myself, but it is relevant.
You look very active. I just would not assume that.
What was that?
I said both of you guys look very active, so I would have never assumed that you're taking a hiatus. You're in
Oh,
dry
yes.
See that, but that, you
Oh,
know,
yes,
and it's the reason.
sir.
Yeah,
I
I share.
can
I'm very
tell you,
open.
in this in the next room, everything is fine over here.
You know what I'm saying?
Everything's
So like
fine.
I've been very like, for instance, like my journey on this has been, when I was having a lot of sex, I was talking about it on here. I didn't say who it was with, but it's like, it's just, I really appreciate that, because this is a safe space, again, where we can come with conflicting, if not different, point of views, perspectives. I love that I constantly learn from Kai. I think she constantly learns different things about me that she didn't know. So I thank you, Mr. Lawrence, for sharing your wisdom. It's really important we have kings on here that have a certain mindset. So there's a difference between, to me, there's a difference between the male, a man, and a king and a god. And so I think it goes to show, just speaking to you, if no one has ever heard of you and they watch this, they would be able to dissect and understand your brain enough to know that you are a god and you do have a mentality. And that's what we're trying to display on here. So we love, you know, your ability to communicate and to be professional. Do you have any advice, just in closing, because I know that we got to get going, plus these kids got to eat. In closing, what advice would you give a sexy, vivacious, young single mother who is considering to get back into the game, but trying to remain disciplined? If there's
Like
such a thing.
you have to find that fire again, or that passion, that purpose of what you're doing it for. You know what I mean? If you haven't done it for a while, you got to kind of hit reset and start from ground zero, which is like, I love doing this just because I can. And then from there, it's a matter of that work ethic just becomes natural. You writing poems every night before you go to bed just because. And then with that energy, you run into somebody who can get that, you know, in the audio form or in the studio, because you're ready, you've already been doing it. And so you get that energy of that work that you're doing, and I love that you have, you just start attracting people that is like-minded, and then you back in the game, you know? So that passion, man, I think that's what, unfortunately, sometimes relationships, occupations kind of put that fire out, and people lose it. I've seen it, and I know what it looks like, and it's really scary when that fire is out, and it happens to the best of people. You know what I mean? Life goes on, and you just lose that algorithm, that groove of being an artist, which is, it's a feng shui. Like, I've been living it for so long that there is no off button. Even when I was at Macy's for 10 years, switch never came off. I was just rapping to customers, you know what I mean? So when it's in you, it's in you. It's not a thing of it being on you or whatever, or, you know, wearing a gold chain and all these rings and shit. It's just like, when people see me, they see he's a creative, he's something. He's an artist, he's something. Let me, you know, figure out what this passion, what does he love? Because I know it's something. You know what I mean? And worst case scenario is big booty women. I mean, that's a worst case scenario. That's gonna always be a passion, you know. But
I heard
I guess
that.
Wait,
yeah.
Because I don't did
You're cutting in.
from, like, where you know, where you stay at, like West Coast?
Yeah. You mean like where, like on the West Coast?
Did you hear the
Yeah.
question? No, I'm just saying, like, where you stay at? Are you on the West Coast or the East Coast?
West Coast.
West.
We in LA.
West Side.
Oh, okay. Are we originally from the West Coast, or we from some country?
No, I was born in Chicago, you know, raised in LA. So, you know, Midwest, West Coast, you know, I got
Okay.
family on. So
That's right.
That's
That as your I read your bio as well. We should have read. I didn't read the bio because I was just trying to, you know, tell you from a personal experience why I really appreciated your work, I would say. And so
yeah.
I think that's all the questions I have for now, unless you have another one, Queen.
That's it. That's it.
I could keep going. We just have to end this at some point.
Well, yes, that's true. But I mean, shit. Like, is there anything in the future that you about to put out that we should look forward to, music wise? You know, videos, films.
Adult
What
tape.
we doing that's coming out that we should be checking out?
Well, right now we got the Professional Bachelor album that's out, and you
It's
know,
good
directed.
too.
We sold 25. You know what I mean? And this is an album that was strategic for women. It's very soulful, very erotic, very monotone, very chill, laid back. It gives you a close little glimpse into a professional bachelor type of life, how I conversate with women, how I admire and appreciate women, and it's very sensual. You know what I mean? So today we sold our 25th copy. So kudos to someone who bought that recently. I appreciate that. So that's, and you know, so funny, selling 25 copies, you know how many streams it would take to make that money? We're talking.
That's what. That's the
say
main thing I was talking about too. Because I mean, I've heard that you gotta have like 1 million streams to make like even $5 or some stupidness. It's like, wait a minute, is so how are you making any money nowadays?
Yeah, so the album is $9.99, so 25 times that. That's, you know, I wouldn't even want it on streaming platforms because it's really a direct niche to, you know, to women. And so my consumer is to throw a very intimate show with maybe 50 women and me doing it, you know, doing the show live and personally inviting all, you know, people that bought the album to enjoy it. Kind of like a Tiny Desk thing. You know, perform with my shirt off, little gold chain, little taco meat.
Nice, okay. Get it. All right, Spontaneous. Get it.
Definitely sounds intimate.
Hey, that's hot.
Just what it needs to show. You feel me? Get my Teddy Pendergrass. You know? And
dang, you know what? You're just exuding like sexual energy. So it's, if y'all feel that, do you guys feel that, or is it just me being myself? Because
it definitely is a lot of you.
It's like Lenny Kravitz meets who else? Lenny Kravitz vibe. Like if I could describe, right?
It's like Hugh
meets Hugh Hef is kind of fraud. Sorry, don't burn me at the stake. But anyways, he's a man, but there's other G's out there, okay? I'm just saying.
Are we doing a tour? Wait a minute.
No,
let's ask.
And then there's like an element of like you know, just the suave mente, you know what I'm saying? Like if he was like, he has like almost a Latin flavored tinge, you know, underlying, you know, that pasión, you know, ¿me entiendes? You know,
yes,
so it's like he kind of has that going on. And so it's like, if any ladies, you know, really, what would be your advice to a lady that's watching this? And she's like, oh my goodness, I would really like to talk to Spontaneous. Like I would really talk to this gentleman, you know. How should she approach you?
It's women know.
And so let us know if there's gonna be a tour.
Oh yeah. You know, once I do the show with 50 women in there, that's really the beginning of me bouncing maybe to Frisco, Oakland, Bay, you know, all up Cali. If I could do 50, which doesn't sound like a lot of people, but when you got 50 women in there that know your music, it's a vibe. It's a vibe. Yeah. I could take that. I can even take them and go to the Bay and go to Vegas. It like that can be my tour, is like us traveling with all these beautiful women that know my music. Like nowadays, we don't need to sell 100 million records. We can just really do 10,000 a year and be like, you know, and be good. And I just posted something on my gram. I was like, if you could sell 2 copies a day, independent artists, that's equivalent to minimum wage. And it's fucking people up because they really can't compute or understand that. But minimum wage is a certain amount a month. But if an artist don't do streams and just actually sell 2 copies a day, get out That's minimum wage. You don't really have to work, depending on your lifestyle. But that's a whole nother thing.
Well,
But,
you know what? That's the thing. That's what's genius about you. You also need to. I'm stop writing your D for a little bit, but it's just going to what you said. Having to take a huge concept and be able to make it digestible is it's an art. It's not easy to do, and it's the reason why I'm so brilliant. Let's just say that. You know that. What? Don't be eyeing me, Mister. Okay. But I know. I thank you. What are three places that you have not toured, or 3 regions you haven't toured in that you would like to do?
Africa. Definitely want to go to Africa.
Okay.
Definitely want to do.
Yes.
Definitely want to. Paris, London, that particular area, and something like Dubai, like a futuristic situation. Dubai is pretty crazy. Somewhere.
I heard Dubai is definitely very much on the rules when it comes to certain things. Shoot, who was it? Burna Boy, who that he couldn't even do a show in Dubai because they didn't allow weed smoking in Dubai. He was like, "What? Lord. I can't smoke weed. I can't come. I know I can't come. I would have to go on a tolerance break. You can't let me come with my girl."
Yeah, Dubai is paying. Dubai is paying for that art. I mean, Europe in general.
What I mean.
Are authentic.
No, but I get how he getting down, because I'd be the same way too. Like, what? I can't smoke weed. Okay, well,
you would take that check. You would stay home. You would take the check, though. You would take that check, Queen. You would definitely
take that check. Yes,
if they were giving you like,
I'd be telling them like,
fam, I be there more.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna need at least a blunt. I'm gonna need an edible or 2. What you telling me? I can't bring an edible? Fuck you, mean?
There you go. We got to get creative. That's all that
is. She got to put up a book.
Somehow, that's what I'm saying.
She got to smuggle it in. You got to get
whatever.
The guy is friend that she must go with me. She's my travel friend. I like her.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Do you have any questions that you would ask, like your older, more sophisticated aunties? Like, pretend like we're your older cousins. Like, what would you ask us?
What would I?
Wow, hold on, wait. The fuck? I mean, yes, I know I am old, but don't.
No, I'm talking about the both of us. We were like, we're more mature women. And so what would you ask
me is what I'm saying. Don't include me. God damn it. The fuck?
I would ask why do you deviate from the 3 things that it takes to keep a man, which is a plate of food, peace of mind, and pussy? Why do those things get deviated as you progress into life? Some of those things get deviated. Why isn't that the principal focus point?
Okay, you said
when it comes to a relationship. Why?
Wait, you said a plate of food, pussy, and what else? Peace of mind. Okay, so peace of mind comes. Okay, so peace of mind comes when I have peace of mind. If we both having peace of mind, then we both at peace, and ain't nobody fighting. Everybody chilling. Everybody high. You feel me? That's peace of mind. So you got to share. You got to share. You got to make sure. While you carrying on with your peace of mindedness, you need to make sure I'm having peace of mind over here. So too. Now cooking. Hold on. I cook, yes, but then there's times where I look around and I want to sit down just like you and say, "Hey, who bringing me a plate?" You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I want that too. So yes, while there are days that I will go in that kitchen and perform some kind of miracle, there are days where I would like to sit down and just wait, just like how you do. So there are times where we order out and we all get plates and everybody good. Or we go to a restaurant and we sit down and then everybody good. You know what I mean? But so the fact that he don't care how it happens, whether it's me creating or me ordering, I like that part. He good. He like, well, as long as you put something in front of me, my face that you know for sure we can eat, right? Good, cool. And pussy, he never had to ask for pussy. Never.
Okay.
I mean, never. I mean, absolutely goddamn never.
Well, then that's a good thing. I guess 1 out of 3 ain't bad for you.
You know, I think it's interesting because it's like
I don't want to cook all the fucking time. I'm sorry.
Not everybody wants that.
The only day I like to cook is Thanksgiving. Every other day I'll be looking around like, God damn it, can somebody else do this shit?
No days off. Days off. A
Like,
woman's job.
A woman's job is what?
A woman's job is
no days off. God.
No days
I
off.
feel you. I feel you.
I feel you.
Thank goodness mine don't really, you ain't really that concerned. He's all he knows is that when he say, babe, can I get something to eat? I'll be like, yeah, be right back. 5 minutes later, there's a plate. Who
you take care of
it don't matter. The food is in front of you. Eat it. Yeah. The fuck. That's the same thing I ate.
Do very well. And I seen it. You know what? I think it's like a mentality, what you said, Mr. Spontaneous. It's like not everybody wants the nuclear family, let's say. Not everybody wants a monogamous relationship. Not everybody wants certain things. So it's more like, it's kind of like BDSM for me. When I think of it, it's like some people might want to be dominated and some people want to be that submissive. And it's like everybody, you know what I'm saying? And it's just finding that matchup type of situation. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the reason why I claim to be a polyamorous person, because I'm more like, I'm a village. My mindset is village based. It has nothing to do with sexual in that sense. But I could be in a dynamic where we're building with multiple people type shit, as long as everyone's mature. But you can't do that with everybody. And so that's why your girl is single at the moment. But it's like that, I'm not going to lose that mentality. I'm still going to be that. And I'm not going to limit myself looking for this, I would say this illusion that somebody had an opinion about that families should look like, because I never agree with it anyway. And even though I've lived that life, I actually lived a life where there was a man, a woman, there were children, there was the car, and there was the picket fence. Literally, we had that shit. I didn't plan it. But it was like, well, for what? You know what I'm saying? Like, whose illusions am I trying to hold up here? You know what I'm saying? I'm so glad where I'm at right now. And it's so funny because my mother's just so mortified of my experience for me. She's mortified of my experience for me. And I'm just sitting here in heavenly bliss because I'm living my authentic self and I've taken back my power. So I think anybody who's listening, like, don't think of single as a bad thing at all. Don't think of yourself as, not willing to do whatever. I personally, and it's also how you were raised. And so when you're raised with a certain mindset, you're going to tend to do certain things naturally, where somebody doesn't even have to ask you. It's like, that's just how they live. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, I love that when you can have a connection with somebody where it's like, they're being their authentic self, I am as well. And we're just we're existing and it's harmonious. I was watching Cam Newton, just real quick. I was watching Cam Newton on the Shay Shay show. And he was talking about his mentor, talking about harmony and the importance of that. And on the real, it's kind of like one of my mantras. Like, I want to live as harmonious of an experience as possible, not even for my children, but just for my sake and my peace of mind, especially having experienced a bit of turmoil. You know what I'm saying? And so I take that back. It's nobody's responsibility. And then once I can, and I feel I've never been so happy, you guys. And so I feel like I can relate to Spontaneous in a way where it's like, you know what you don't want, that's for sure, right? And so, and you also want to stay true to yourself, and anything that deviates, like, we're not even gonna consider that. And I think that that's a good lesson to learn, something that not just everybody learns, right?
It's a
I think
lesson that definitely is important, because it's like, first of all, it's all part of growth too. That's one of the things that we connect everything that we learn within relationships, and not only about ourselves, but about, you know, the type of relationships we want to be in. You grow from, you know, being in the wrong, or not being in the wrong, but just being in a situation it didn't work out the way where it should, and you learn the lessons from it, and now you are at a different place where it's like, okay, these are the rules for me, and I ain't about to go that way or do nothing like that, because fuck that, because I already know that none of that bullshit is making me happy. It's only this is gonna make me happy, and if you are in, you know, in compliance, and you want to be, you know, a part of that circle, then cool. But if not, then the fuck, bye.
I think about being single, what I've learned is that every day of me being single is appreciating a woman's purpose in my life every day. Like, it grows every day. So it's not like I'm like, oh, women ain't ish and women are this and that. It the appreciation of a woman bringing a plate of food to me, a woman keeping the house clean, and all these things. It grows every day. So it's not like it's idle time where it's not beneficial to that particular woman when we come across and our energies meet. And secondly, you should always be self-improving when you are single. You should never degrade. You should always bounce back and be a better person. So that means fitness, how you eat, your mind state, meditating, spirituality. Once you're by yourself, this is your chance to do you, until, because love will hit you out of nowhere. You can be walking through the grocery store, at the gas station, and you like, damn, I'm back in this shit again. I didn't even get my weight together or my mind together, but I'm in love. And when that sex hit and that dick is good and that pussy is good, you like, oh, it's gonna be hard to let him go. And that's the type of person that I am when I do come across a female, because I'm real chill, real nonchalant. It's a very pleasant environment. It's really easy to slide down my slope and be in bliss. You know what I mean? And so women, I just hope that they're in a place where they can appreciate that and not have these external things fucking up their peace, because that ain't got nothing to do with me. It's like, oh, you still got an ex stalking you? Like, you need to handle that. You should have had time to, because that's not fair to me. So I make sure that there is that peace around me, so that if I do meet, you know, a Ruby or a Kai, it's just like, yo, I've been really doing my thing, and there's no extremities preventing me for entertaining or rocking with you and seeing where this can go. And that's the most important thing about being a professional bachelor. Clean your slate, you know what I mean? And be prepared for the next endeavor, you know, and be the better you. Be better than you was last year. You know what I'm saying? And always, you know, so,
Word.
That's a word right there. That's definitely a word right there. You know what I mean? And again, all of that comprehension of self is because of growth. You learned yourself. You learned how you want to be and how you want to be treated, and how you learned your value. So therefore, ain't anything less is not even sliding nowhere near you. You feel me?
And what you don't want to do is repeat the same scenarios. And sometimes the sex is so good, you find yourself in the same circle that you was in maybe in 2021. Like, damn, she doing the same thing that Shorty was doing. So you gotta see it coming and be like, nah, I already see you, that type of chick. And so that's what I've been on, to where it's like, I see it coming. And sometimes it is what it is, but in regards of them wanting to be in something real, it's just like, I already kind of see your matrix. And it's, I asked you what 9 times, I asked you 9 times 6 is, and you was like, what is this about? So it's like, you're not even mentally, if you can't answer that, we already have issues. I can't be fertilized. I can't fertilize a woman that don't know what 9 times 6 is. I'm sorry.
What the fuck word?
I'm just saying, I'm petty like that, though. I'm petty like that. I'm petty like that. You know what I mean?
No, petty, no. You are speaking to the highness of petty. I encourage
Yeah.
petty. Yes,
Yeah.
I totally do.
When it comes to my committed love
Yes.
life, you got to be professional like this, but then you also got to be that freak behind the scene, and I need that balance. And you're a representation of me. Like, people will respect you like they respect me, but you ooze that sensuality, and they know you getting that good love, and then you ain't got to say much. Like Jill Scott, the way she glow, that's how my wifey gonna glow. Jill
I ain't
Scott.
gonna lie, she be glowing.
Oh, she's
I ain't
incredible.
gonna lie, she'll
I
be
love her
glowing.
song.
She'll be glowing. Yes.
Hey, my wifey
Yes.
gonna glow. That's that glow. I need that glow. I need that in my life. But yeah, that's the album. Professional Bachelor is out. It's real sensual, real dope. Right now I'm selling it strictly to females. There's been a lot of gentlemen that want it, and I'm like, it's not really about you at this moment. So yeah,
It's
please.
good background music to good sex, that's for sure. It's a great album. Like, all bullshit aside, I absolutely love it. It's sexy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give y'all something, okay? I tend to drop a lot of information on myself, but I masturbated to it. Yes, you've done your job. Thank you. I want to personally and publicly just say that as just I'm a vivacious someone, 40 years
highly recommendation that's higher than Yelp reviews. Higher than
You
Yelp.
know how powerful that
reviews.
is?
I'm just saying.
That's some powerful shit, yo.
Better than Yelp.
Yeah, Swimming in Lake Virginia is the masturbation song on there. There's a lot going on in the background that I will not disclose. But if you listen really close to the song Swimming in, it was an interesting session, especially towards the end. If you listen to that song one more time, you'll be like, oh my, what's
I'm
going
already knowing. I'm already knowing what she's talking about, though.
Oh.
Yeah, so
I told you, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. So I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna dissect. I may not tell you specifically what I got, but sometimes it ain't about for you to hear. It's for what I get out of it. And so I think that's what's so important.
Basically.
I just recently found out that I had a fan. You know what I'm saying? Usually the fans come from Motherhood, Sex, Marijuana. Someone said there was a fan of me. I was like, what? Hey,
yeah,
okay.
I'm a fan of
Yes.
you've always loved creativity. You since day one, you've always been a business-minded woman, a very creative person, always on the move, always something going on. So those are characteristics that never burn out. It's just like, I'm always moving and grooving. So I just hope that the show does what it's supposed to do. You guys have a cult following, and people learn from it, get inspired from it, and then you guys get on those higher levels, stay true to your core, and you'll be on a talk show, and hopefully y'all bring me back when I'm big. Or when
we're gonna have big budget money at that time. Too expensive. You get this expensive vibe going on.
Yeah.
Well, shit, that's exactly what we're looking forward to.
Yeah, we'll reminisce on doing.
Definitely. Absolutely. Put it in the air like smoke. Absolutely. We definitely working towards all of that. You know what I mean? And shit, you know what I mean? But yo, I think this is a great time to end the show.
Amazing.
You know what I mean? And
thank you so much.
we definitely had a great and absolutely we want to hear, you know what I mean, any updates in your situation as far as new music, new movies, new shows, wherever. We definitely would love to promote it here on our website or on our all of that shit. So definitely hit us up with that. And then of course when this video drops, because this video is going to be our 16th episode. So basically, if you already subscribe to our YouTube channel, you already know that today we just dropped our 6th episode. So we got 10 episodes to drop till we get to this one. But as soon as it does drop, we'll make sure to send you the link so that you can you can promote it. And of course, you know what I'm saying, and you got a YouTube, so we are gonna make sure and subscribe to that YouTube and tag you when we drop the video too.
Amazing.
So we'll definitely do all of that.
So let me just say before I get off, y'all can check me out at IG, at Spontaneous Worldwide Music. You can check out my website, which is spontaneousworldwide.com. Look for my new talk show, The Lawrence P. Show.
Hell yeah.
Stuff like that. And that's about it. Just look for like rediscover my music on Spotify, and hopefully out of the 300 and some songs that I have out there, you
got bars.
That you enjoy one, you know? And we got bars. And we got bars.
Oh yeah. So that's an understatement. He's a phenomenal artist, you guys. Give him a chance and do discover like new songs, because even though I'm a fan, I've been discovering new songs within the last year, and I shared some with you, Kai, right? And so
yeah, I definitely took them out. I was like, yo, on the real, I definitely like what you're putting out.
It's a lot of music.
You know what I mean? But on that note, we definitely happy to have you on the show, and we look forward to whatever is going on with you in the future. And of course, when you get that talk show going, if you got that talk show going, we could definitely be guests on that. I'm just saying, hint, hint. But anyway, on that note, motherhood, sex, marijuana, and motherfucking
building with Spontaneous Worldwide, the professional bachelor, multi-hyphenate, amazing art.
Yes, sir.
Amazing artist, and we are thankful for him to be on the show. Thank you so much, everybody. Good night.